In this episode of me outliving my dream life, and probably yours, I park up in a remote dock campsite in South Canterbury, and I get out for a successful and memorable hunt. I called in some favours to be able to process the meat and the head. I had this place all to myself for the week, but it wasn't without its challenges. I had my first ever dump of snow while living in the caravan, which also resulted in frozen water lines, but this all just added to the experience and the memories, and this was the whole reason I came down south in my caravan to experience the harshest of winters. The caravan got a few new scratches and marks on the way in. It's quite a tight gravel entrance for a few kilometres, but that's what she's made for. I've never been here before, but I've only just pulled up and it seems pretty epic. This is all public land here, so if the weather allows tomorrow, I'll be able to hunt up in these hills. I've got a giveaway to do. I've been on the road now for an entire year, and thanks to your guys' support for watching these videos, I wanted to show my appreciation, and the good buggers who support me on the road have come together to put together some packages for me to do a giveaway to celebrate 1 year on the road. The good buggers at Rugged Kiwi have thrown in a full caravan service package valued at $635. Alton have hooked me up with a nano espresso portable coffee machine, and because nobody ever asked for a single shot of coffee, they've upgraded you to a double shot basket. You can select that in any colour of your choice, and that's a value of $331, which is pretty cool. And then you've got this priceless prize, custom chopping board with custom engraving made by one of my followers. This one is mine, you're not having this, but he's made another one that he's happy to give away with your custom engraving on it. That's going to go with the Alton Nano. So those are the two main prize packs. And then I've got two salt wash kits thrown in also by the good buggers at Rugged Kiwi Caravans. So if you keep watching the video, later on you'll get some details on how you can enter the draw to win one of these awesome packages for my 1 year giveaway. How good. Cracker morning so far. Although the weather is meant to pack it. What a spot. I think that rain's coming in behind me shortly. Looks pretty gloomy up there and starting to feel a few spits. But there's a really cool tarn up there, judging by the maps, so wouldn't mind getting up for a look. Means I'm probably going to get soaked, but I think it might be worth it. It'll be worth it, I promise. Made it. How bloody cool is that? Pretty neat spot. It's this big benchy basin with a huge tarn. Rain's just starting to come in. Hopefully it doesn't get too heavy. It is forecast to piss down this afternoon, and I'm a good a few hours away from camp now, so it wouldn't be ideal if it starts while I'm back here. Well, that's why they make raincoats. I was sitting just over there and I was about to head back because the rain's getting worse. I thought I just really want to see into this valley, so I thought maybe I'll head out this way. It's going to take a lot longer, but it might be worth it just to look into the valley. And I only come 100 metres if that, and with the naked eye down the bottom I spotted something. I lifted the binos and it was a stag staring straight up at me, which was a bummer. And so I snuck down behind these big rocks and then got the gun ready, had a look. There was 3 of them there, and as I was trying to decide whether or not to shoot one, because I don't really want that much meat, I could see antler in the bottom of the scope. There was another stag standing to the left of them, and then sitting right next to that was another one, which was the one with the tops, a bigger animal. So that was quite neat. I think it might be a 10 pointer. I don't think he was a 12. I'll have to have a look at the footage, but I know he's at least a 10 pointer and he has some very nice tops on him. So I had him lined up with the rifle for a wee while, thinking about it. But I was looking at him thinking he's not an old stag. He can do better. So I left him because I really just want a meat animal as well. And they're just standing over there now, staring at me. They've stopped running away. Figure they've got to a safe distance. So I think I might just carry on around this space and keep looking into this valley and just see if I can find something else. A nice little fallow eater would be great. I don't know if they're in this specific area, but it would be nice. I'm going to carry on because it's raining and it's shit, and I do need to get out of here. I'm a few hours from camp. Man, this is a cool little valley. I can see 5 stags up there, the ones that I chose to leave. They're still just up there, keeping an eye out on me. And now there's another stag down here hiding in the scrub. I'm working my way down the valley, and I really want a meat animal, but once I get past that stag, there's really not a lot of ground, so I'm picking, there's a good chance I won't find a meat animal. So I'm going to close the gap on this one down here, which looks like a decent sized 10, and I might shoot him. He's far better than any stag I've ever shot, any red stag that I've ever shot. If he's not decent age, I'd like to leave him, but I do really need some meat as well. So if I'm not going to get an opportunity for a meat animal down there, then he might be in trouble. He's got some really nice antlers, nice brows, nice trays, 3 on both tops, which doesn't have any bays, but that's okay. It's still a very cool 10, so I'm going to keep an eye on him. I'm going to pack this gear up and close the gap. I think he's facing downhill, so he's sort of looking down the valley, so hopefully he won't spot me. And I think the wind's good enough that I'll be able to close the gap. Fingers crossed. I've closed the gap a couple of 100 metres and I can still see him. He's still facing away and the wind is perfect. Just hoping to stay a little bit more concealed, but if I drop down here a bit I will be. Whew. I can just see the tips of his antlers, so he can't see me, but I'm slightly worried that if there's any other animals with him, I'll blow my cover. So I've had a good look, I can't see any others, so hopefully I'm clear. I'm just going to close the last couple 100 metres and then I'll be in shooting distance. I'm less than 300 now, but he's looking this direction. I can still only see his antlers, so he can't see me, but I'm going to struggle to get into shooting position.
snuck in. I left the spotting scope with the phone on down there and just snuck up here. He turned away for a moment. He'd done it once slightly earlier, like a minute earlier, so I was like, if he does that again, I'm gonna shoot up here like real quick. So I did that, pushed record on the spotting scope, shot up here. It's my little posse. And yeah, and then he sat with his head side on, so he could have seen me if I moved again. I just waited and waited. My breathing was a little bit high and erratic, so I just waited and slowed my breath right down, and then he turned his head and was sort of looking uphill on that side and just gave me a very clear shot at the back of his neck. So I took that and he didn't move, just dropped his head, which is awesome. Always love a clean kill. Mixed emotions. I've watched this stag for so long now, for probably 2 or 3 hours, probably 2 hours. And he looked pretty cool just sitting there, quite majestic. He's got some cool antlers, so I look forward to getting down and seeing him, but you always sort of also feel a little bad for taking a life, but it'll be a cool little memoir of, you know, of a hunt where today I almost wasn't going to come out because the weather was forecast to be really shit, but I thought, I've got my Swazi, just get out there and bloody do it. So yeah, to see those 5 stags before and turn them down, just really looking for a meat animal. Quite a neat way to be rewarded, I suppose. So I'm pretty happy. This is by far the best stag, red stag I've ever shot. So I haven't shot any decent red stags. Yeah, so pretty cool, pretty wrapped. It's been a great day. I'm gonna head down and check them out. Come have a look. Gotta try find my way through all this shit. Oh, no shortage of Matigari, Spaniard and Rosehip. Looks like another bedding spot of his. Not anymore. Where is he? Bloody hell, it's thick. That was a nightmare. I've come back over the other side of the creek. I figured I'll be able to tell where he is from over here. Because he was right down, he wasn't far off the creek. Oh, there he is. Okay. I should be able to go straight up there. Sorry, mate. Oh my god. He is huge. Not just antlers, but the body is... God, I'm going to have so much meat to carry out of here. And look at that, he would have been an absolute ripper of a 12. I thought he had no bays, but he does. He's lost one bay and he's lost a brow. Imagine if he had those. But these tops. Oh, I'm sorry, bud, but I'm glad you're old. What a ripper. I don't know where the bloody hell this is going to go in the caravan, but like I said earlier, mixed emotions. Taking a beast like this, just sitting here minding his own business, waiting for the sun to go down so he could start moving again, but unfortunate for him, I was onto him. What a cool stag. Oh, I love those tops. Those are, man, what an animal. Look at him. There's a lot of meat to carry out. I don't know if I'm going to be able to take all of it. So interesting, when I left those other 5, decided not to shoot that bigger one, or even one for meat. I wondered to myself if there was another bigger, older stag hanging out on his own somewhere, not with those younger ones. I thought surely there's an older stag hanging around somewhere in the valley. And there was. Just chilling out here on his own. There were no other animals run off when I took the shot. So stoked how it all went down. Snuck into within 150 metres of him. Was shot straight in the back of the neck. Lights out straight away. I spotted him from almost 900 metres away up the valley there. I don't know where this is going to go. I don't know how I'm going to boil the head. I don't have a pot big enough. I'm going to have to reach out to some people and I'll find somebody who let me use their big cooker and pot to boil this up. I wish I could see some of those fights he had to snap those tines off. His neck is huge. Well, I've got some work to do, so I need to rip into it. It's going to be dark in 2.5 to 3 hours. I've still got, I had a few hours back to the caravan, but might be a little bit more now. The heavy bag. Oh, so sorry, dude, but thank you. I think it'll do. I've got back legs, back stakes, one front leg. I'd love to take all of it, but I'm fucked. It's pissing down. So it's getting dark soon, and my bag's already going to weigh 55, 60 kilos, so I'm going to pack up, get the hell out of here. Everything's drenched. You know, a few hours back to the caravan. Can't complain though. Still pretty bloody stoked. That's a decent rack. Oh man. Oh, right in Spaniards. Fuck. It's gonna be a long way out of here. Fuck. Stopping for a rest. First rest I've had. Been going a while. Got a long way to go. It's gonna be dark soon. Pretty damn cold now, so I tried wearing gloves to keep my hands warm, but I can't say it was successful at all. It's snowing! This is my first snow in the caravan, and I'd rather it not right now, because I'm trying to sort all my meat out. But still a little bit cool. It'd be nice if the caravan was facing the other way because it's blowing straight in here. Damn. That's a bit better, might allow me to get the meat sorted. Still blowing in a bit. It's slowly heating up. Thank you so much to the legend Cassie in Twizel. She gave me the burner, the pot, and even her water blaster to get my head sorted today. So absolute bloody legend. These have 3 different gauged plates. You've got the large, medium, and then there's a small. I like the medium, so I'm going to use that.
A little bit of dishwashing liquid. This helps break down the fats.
Now these 2 bits, these should make some pretty good jerky. So that's my mince pile. While I've got these out, I'm just going to slice them up for jerky, chuck them into the containers, and I'll deal with that later. But for now, I would like to save it for jerky at least. Got a decent amount cut up there, and 2 containers of jerky. I think I'm ready to fire up the mincer, but I'm going to turn the generator off of eco mode so that it's not sitting on quarter throttle, and then it doesn't have to ramp up every time I turn the mincer on. It's just already going to be full revs, ready to go. See how it handles that. I'm just going to pop around and check on the head, see how that's doing. Just simmering away. Perfect. Right. Mincing time. Well, that's about 10 kilos of mince done. Probably another 6 or 7 kilos in there. The head is looking like all the meat and flesh is falling off pretty good, so I'm gonna go out, whip it out of the pot and water blast it, and then probably put it back into the pot to finish off. The heat cleaned up really well. I'm quite happy with it. It was an awesome hunt. I really enjoyed that. It pushed me physically and mentally. That was probably the hardest day in the hills I've had in many years. I was broken physically by the time I got back and just about broken mentally, but I'm glad it happened like that. I don't want something like this handed to me on a platter. So it was kind of the ultimate hunt, and nobody took me out there. Nobody gave me that spot. I just went wandering in a random place and come across this guy after the rut coming into winter, and it all played out pretty well. So I'm really stoked. It was such a cool hunt, such a memorable one, and I really enjoyed it. And thanks again to everyone who helped allow me to clean it up and mince that meat up. So it's been bloody awesome. He definitely wasn't quite as old as I thought he was when I shot him. Once I had a look at the jaw and showed a couple of people, he certainly wasn't an old animal, but he's got some age on him and he's mature enough, and he would have spread his seed a few seasons, and I'm really happy with him. So yeah, I'm stoked. Anyway, that wraps up this video. In the next episode, I get my first ever snow dump in the caravan, which was bloody exciting, and that was one of the highlights of being on the road, so you want to keep an eye out for that one. Videos now drop first for members, and they get them a couple of days early, so if you do want to see videos a couple of days earlier and support me a little bit, then memberships are open. Just have to click join below. Thanks heaps to the people who have already joined. It does mean a lot, and I appreciate your support, so thanks very much. Make sure you're subscribed if you want to see the next episode where I get my first snow dump. And finally, for the bit you've all been waiting for, or skipped ahead to, the giveaway and these awesome packages that I've been able to put together. Recently I weighed my Caravan and Landcruiser setup. I put it on the scales. Finally, it'd been a bit overdue. I should have done it a long time ago. And so on this docket I have the weight of my Caravan. The aim of the game with the giveaway is to be the closest guess to the weight of my Caravan. Just the Caravan on its own. To give you a little bit of help, both of my water tanks were full, so that's 190 litres of water I had on board. I do have the tack cat up the front, in the front compartment. I have the generator up the front. I'm carrying some spare petrol for that, some spare diesel for the diesel heater, and I have my usual day-to-day and hunting stuff in the Caravan. The legal towing limit is 3,500 kgs. Not giving any hints away as to whether I was under or over that, but that is the max allowable towing weight. So all you have to do is comment below what weight you think my Caravan is, and the person with the closest guess gets to take their pick from the main prize, and the main prize is a complete caravan service package from Rugged Kiwi valued at $635. Now if you don't have a caravan, you can choose to have the other major prize, which is the Alton Nano espresso machine, where you can make coffee with a pod, a single basket, or the upgraded double basket. You'll be able to pick your colour, which will also come with the chopping board, which my good follower Stephen has made, and as I said, this is my one. You won't be getting that. There's a slightly bigger one with some custom engraving at your request. So the winner gets to pick which one of those two packages they receive. Runner up will get what's left over, either the caravan service package or the Alton Nano and the chopping board. The caravan service plan can be used for any caravan. It doesn't have to be an Ozflex caravan, but Rugged Kiwi are in Hamilton in the North Island, so it would probably be ideal if you're in the North Island or heading up there with your caravan. There's 2 salt wash kits. I'm going to give these away separately on Facebook and Instagram. So I'll give one set away on Facebook, one set away on Instagram. Same rules apply there. I'll put up a post and you have to guess the weight of the caravan. Closest person there wins this. Now if we end up with the same winner on Facebook, Instagram or YouTube, then you can only win once and you'll be wiped from the other ones. You can't win everything. Now you're going to have to make sure that you are subscribed and have the notification bell ticked if you want to hear from me that you've won, because often with these giveaways on YouTube the winner can't be contacted because we can't message you directly. So I'm going to reply to the winner's comment and I'll put a pinned comment up the top saying who's won, and you'll have 48 hours to respond. If you don't respond, then I'll hand it on to the next closest person. I will announce the winners of the packages across all platforms on Friday the 12th at 8 PM. You'll have 48 hours from then to respond on YouTube to claim your prize. Unfortunately, this is open to New Zealand only, as it would just be too expensive to send these things all over the world, and obviously Rugged Kiwi are in New Zealand for the servicing. Friday the 12th, 8 PM. Make sure you're paying attention if I've replied to your comment.